What if you make a creative phone for creative people again? Because the other brands wouldn't do it. It would make sense to do this. What if you make a creative phone again? Something different, something unique what other brands wouldn't do. Well, nothing has made a foundation of it. But who is Nothing? Well, this is a brand Nothing. And actually, this is CEO, Carl. And together with his team, they made the Phone 1. The Phone 1 stood for one thing, to make phone interesting again. And to make some special changes on it, what other brands wouldn't do. And this is nowadays Nothing. Nothing is a creative brand that makes phones interesting and special again, for the special users. So, let's back into the video. Well, let's start with the Phone 5A, what I had here. Also, the 5 Lite in the series, the concept what I have made. Well, you have the 3 basic buttons, the essential button, the on and off switch, and the volume up and down. Otherwise, if you make too many buttons, I think you wouldn't know in the dark or in your pocket that you don't need to know what for button you need to press. Obviously, it's a concept, and with this concept, I really had, well, these days you have with the camera bumps quite a big stack up above, like you would have here. And well, what I immediately would think is, what's this button here? Well, it's just a button that you can zoom in like this, and you can see there's a 4th button with Sony had on their phones for a long time. Sony had for a really long time the 4th button here that you can shoot photos or videos with. So I think that's a really good way to make pictures horizontally. But I want to make it modern. But nowadays, everybody is using using Snapchat, the young generation of it, and also on the phone app itself, you can just really zoom in with only just to go to your middle of your screen. But this button has like a rotate mechanism, finger touch, and you can just film like this and just zoom in. Because yeah, it's really easy to do this, and then you have already your phone like quite horizontally good. Well, and then the red button on it. What would it mean? Lately, privacy, I think with the lately Nothing phones, it's really good to see when you're filming that you see a red light flashing when someone is filming you. So if you film like this, you see this red button, and otherwise, if I film like this, you know I have my finger here. And so there's 2 ways to see really if someone is filming. Next phone on the list, the 5. The Phone 5, better to say. These Phone 5s are starting to get a little bit luxurious, more function on it, bigger lenses, and with the Phone 5, I think it's really nice to have some glyph interface. A glyph interface is a really good thing. I think it's an updated version of the original Phone 1 LED lights. And you have the same knob here, but it has slightly more functions on it, because you can just zoom in like what you have on the Phone 5A, but also you can just double tap on starting a game, triple tap to do another game. And so with 2 or 3 functions, you have already made a whole game closed, while you can play a game with this button. Otherwise, you can also do like a notification, because he says with the apps how they made this just to keep you in that app and just to distract you from the conversation or the person which you're with. So you can just, this already existing, so just the foundation of nothing, I just putting in this concept. You can just make effects of notifications on what you want. Just for a special person, you can make it a certain number or a mass, or just you can just make it your own. Well, the next thing on the 5 is just you have a bigger lenses on it because there's more room for it and there's also more budget for it. The red flashing button is on more traditionally what nothing do nowadays with their phones. So you have also this light bar where you can make it your own, really. So I think this is more of a luxurious setup, and I really like it. Last but not least, the phone 5 Pro. The phone 5 Pro has the most biggest cameras on it, like really on the first iPhone phones with their kitchen knobs. But it has a lot of similarities between the 5 and the 5A of this knob. Same with this red button in the middle. And I really want to do some different with the Pros, because nowadays you see like a big bar like this. But why would you change it and just change the ratio of your phone? And to have this bump not here, but here. And that's really the main difference with this phone. It's just more, you have more the bigger lenses where more lights come in. Well, all the phones has the same button layout and also the same height between the bottom of the phone and like the essential button. So all the phones, if you look closely, they line up all on the same lines. The on and off switch button has the same length as the essential button, and all the buttons are like the same lines. I think I should go on the next subject. Materials. Well, next part, materials. Materials can make or break really a phone. And also on the budget, how much money you must spend on the things around it or the materials inside, and which technology you will use for like the camera lenses and other things. Well, I think for this part, it really needs to be one material, and it's really on the metal, like really thin metal on the side to make it nice to pick it up, and also really to make the edges a little bit round. Like obviously you couldn't do it with the machine that I made this concept with, but also make this round a little bit, so you have not really any chance to damage your fingers with. So on the back, I think you need to make the 5A and some not really glass. I think that's not really needed for that group. I think that group deserves more of a technical things in a phone that everyday use than obviously the surroundings. But so I think the back glass, the back thing needs to be on the 5 and the 5 Pro like glass, and this needs to be some kind of materials that is a bit less rigid, but also, well, cheaper to make than to have more budget in the phone. So that's really the material choice for me. It's just like 2 or 3 materials on the outside. I think it makes really a good line with the serious concept that I would like to make. Well, to the concept. The concept has really started with starting drawings, and it really did start with this. This is just one of the first things that I would consider as a drawing. It was not really extremely good, but that's a process. And I was thinking about making, nowadays the car bump has to be quite big, and well, make a circle out of it with the 3 series, 3 Pro, that has a circle around it. So I thought the bump of a Google Pixel and then around it with some lights, but I didn't really happy with that. Then the second drawing that what I did make was same idea, but just this part separate in 2 little parts with like a glyph interface, but not in circles. But so I did start with a concept and started from scratch again. You have the golden circle, the golden spiral, better to say, and that's this concept. And I really did like this concept, so I put it really on the phone. And well, this was just the 5. So this was the first sketch of it, and didn't really change, but I really did like the idea to have some spirals in it. And on that note, this was the first drawing of the 5 Pro, and there was the same concept again, and I was really happy with that. I also did try with the old thing with the phone 1 with the LED lights, but no, in the end it was really not what I think is a good phone. So I had already the 5 and the 5 Pro, but I did some, like this bump is nice, but I also want to make a really clean phone. It was the really first scratches as a 5A. So I was really happy with those drawings, and from the drawings, it was the real concept. Later on I had it made in a 3D program. This is like the functionality around the phone. So internally I think it's like this. And well, have a look by yourself. I think it's a really nice concept, obviously. Try new things. It's maybe a bit different from the 5 to the 5 Pro, but in the end I think it's a really nice concept. And well, see you by the next video.